Everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. So we're looking forward to Gotham Knights coming out next year. But the reality is, if it does come out next year, it's going to be coming out in a pool of other anticipated games. Gotham Knights is going to be swimming and competing to win in a huge plethora of many formidable video game releases down the road. Now, this is actually not a bad thing. If they've been taking their time, burying their heads, and working hard, they will eventually come out with a solid product. Right now, the reason many people are divided in a sense as to where things are is number one, because of the marketing, and number two, because we just don't have as much info that I think we should at this time of production. Game was revealed in 2020, got delayed, and then we saw another reveal in 2021, but nothing that paired it up with the Suicide Squad game in the Game Awards. It really did throw a lot of things off. But if they can justify this silence by working hard and bringing a solid experience, I think you and I are going to enjoy Gotham Knights if it's actually solid. That's a very big certainty. Now, the fear is maybe all of these are indicative that the game might not be ready. But I don't think the game is going to be released if it's not ready. Warner Brothers has a very high standard. I think they'll be willing to eat the extra cost to make sure that the game comes out in a very solid state. But this video is actually dedicated to some of the audience members in this community who've been asking about my interest in some of the other games. I think just recently, one of our audience members here, I think Kevin, asked if I'm actually looking forward to some of the other games like God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West. Even some of you here, Amari's Perspective, has also been asking about some other games that I've been, that are probably not going to be coming out soon. The Spider-Man 2 game, the Wolverine game. Some of you have been asking about the, new DC game, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and they're all of these questions. The truth is, I'm really excited about a lot of these other games. I just feel like we focus on Gotham Knights because that's pretty much one of the things that has brought you to this channel. But nonetheless, keep putting those requests and I'll start looking and thinking about how to formulate content for these other games. Now, not only are these other games just other games, they're games that are following sequels they're sequels of previously established games. So when I say Gotham Knights is going to be swimming in a pool of other games, you're looking at a game like God of War Ragnarok, right? So Gotham Knights is going to have to compete with a game like that. That game already established its first game as a PlayStation exclusive, is kind of leaving that only PlayStation exclusive here in the next few days from when I'm recording this video, and then a sequel of it is going to be coming out. Horizon Forbidden West is going to be coming out in February, and it's going to be a sequel to an already established game, which is not necessarily an exclusive. So these games are going to be heavy hitters, and even if Gotham Knights is trying to maybe release in a window where there's not really going to be too much noise, there's still going to be that cry for the pocket. Some people don't usually buy their video games day one or during launch windows. So when it comes down to, say, maybe even the sales that go on in the summer or in the spring, or God forbid Gotham Knights comes out at a time when all these other games eventually drop their prices, it's still going to be a challenge financially for how they're going to actually do with all of these. But on my watch list, I think I'll probably go ahead and get the God of War game again on PC, just because I want to play it in that quality and kind of see what it's about. I will try my best, hopefully, to do some videos if we're still, if nothing gets delayed and God willing, everything is still kicking and rocking. I'll be happy to even continue to discuss it because I do have a review for the God of War 2018 game on this channel. Many of you may not know, but if you just search, you should see it. I'll probably link it in the comment section or even in the description for you guys. And then I'm looking forward to Horizon Forbidden West. Now, I have to be very honest, bro. I'm not really a huge fan of that game. I don't know what it is. For some reason, I can't get through it. I have 2 copies of the game. I have the game on PC and I have it on PlayStation. Now, the only reason I have 2 copies of the game is because my wife is a fan of the game, but she's not really good at actually playing video games in terms of the controls. She enjoys when she and I would just sit down and just play these games. So usually games like these, we would sit down and hang out for date night, and I'll just play and we'll just explore, and she'll just point out, hey, go explore this, and ask questions, and we'll just have conversations around the game. So she is the big fan around on this game. Now, I'm hoping to try my best to actually beat the first one before the second one comes out, because I know for certain she's going to be down with that, and, you know, making sure that I get a copy of the second one. And I think she might be in a position where she'll actually, you know, kind of learn and master controls and all that. You know, many girls that I know, or women, don't necessarily, you know, care about video games. Now, yes, there are some. I'm not saying, you know, this is a generalization, but, you know, from just experience, you know, my sister, my daughter, my wife, they're just like, what are y'all doing? If you get what I mean. Now, games that I'm actually excited for nonetheless, even though they've already been released, like Uncharted, you know, is on my mind. I'm looking at the Uncharted Lost Legacy Collection. They're going to bring it out on a PS5, and then they're going to bring it out on PC. I don't know if I'm going to buy PS5 versions of it. I mean, I already have Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy on my PlayStation, so I may play the PC version of that when it comes out in September. Maybe that's a thing, but before then, we should have had Gotham Knights or Suicide Squad at least have a release date. So even though I'm looking forward to these games, I don't necessarily think that they will be competing too much for my time when it comes to Gotham Knights or even Suicide Squad. But if they're coming out at a window before those games, then definitely, hopefully, I'll try my best so that we can see them on the channel. And if we can't, that's fine. You know, if you just have any questions, just ask me. If you guys, you know, maybe leave enough comments, I'll probably go ahead and, you know, do some research for y'all and basically go ahead and, you know, find whatever information or give my own thoughts and perspective. And even if anything, I'll play it, because one of the best things that happens is, you know, you want to be able to explore games that are suggested to you by your audience members, because that's very, very good. It exposes me to more ideas. It exposes me to all kinds of different things that you have seen that I have not necessarily seen. And so I think 2022 overall is more than likely going to be a solid year for gaming. I think it's probably going to be 2016-ish again. 2016, about 2015, 2016 were decent years for gaming. They weren't necessarily the greatest. 2017 that kind of took over, and that was also a decent year, but we haven't seen anything like 2016 in a long time. So maybe these delays have probably come to a point where they culminate into something that will make the next coming year a very solid year. But I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me what game you're excited for in this next release window, and I'll be happy to engage you guys in conversation. I appreciate y'all so much. Thanks for listening to the video. Peace out.